For 4 semesters and we are and this is our last class. We just wanted to you to cut the cake.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I have taught you for 4 semesters. Usually I don't get to teach first years. This has been an outlier year and a fantastic outlier. Thanks to your endurance, tolerance, patience, you've tolerated me for 4 semesters. That's, I should give you a clap on my part. And I'm very sure all of you will, reach the heights in your respective domains, whatsoever you are trying to do. Yesterday, Mr. Grewal said a very good thing, that you have been a part of the public education system. A lot of you will possibly move out of the public system, and my experience says that most of you will not be in the public system, public domain. But, it doesn't harm to remember the rules, because the moment you step out of this college, you will no longer be protected. So, in terms of economics, you do not have that infant industry protection. You were in a protected space till now. So you will face the harsh world. But, your defining characteristic would definitely be what you carry from your family, from your parents, through your genes. But it would also be what you have incorporated, if at all there is something that you have inculcated in all this for 3 years. You will also realize once you pass out from college that while college is a place for academic learning, academic training, it is usually that you learn more outside the classes than you do inside sitting in the chairs, because you learn more from interpersonal connections than necessarily from what is being delivered. It is just a norm that one has to be on the other side of the desk saying, teaching. So I personally don't like the phrase teaching, because there is nothing called teaching. It's someone is delivering, someone is absorbing. And once you grow up your life, move up the ladders, this is not something with which you will resonate right here, right now. But for those of you who come to this profession, even if you don't come to this profession, you will realize that teaching is more about learning than about teaching, right? So in all these years that I have taught, there has not even been one single instance when I have left the classroom knowing less than what I knew when I was entering the classroom. And while that happens because you come prepared and you are delivering, it also happens because you have sitting right across the table a cohort which is willing, eager, not only to absorb but also to value add. So we value add to you, but trust you me, you value add much more to us. So thank you for being value adders. And one point I think which you should keep in mind, this is not something on which we focus very often. We are always concerned with marks, academic performance, which basically to an extent comes from your dedication, your effort and your intelligence, right? So your IQ is what the focus is on. But when you move out to the real world, you will realize that it is not your IQ which determines, quote unquote, how successful you are. Well, the definition of success is very subjective. What is successful to you might just not be to me, and so on and so forth. But even if you define success in the common way that success is defined, financial success might be social success, economic prosperity, you would realize what you need more is your EQ, which is the emotional quotient. That's got to do with how you handle yourself, scenarios, situations, places, relationships, how you navigate through all of these things. So after a point of time, there is a saturation level with your IQ, and it's your EQ that either makes you, breaks you, drives you up, or pulls you down. So we, in the Indian context, don't have much focus on the culture that is now coming up, the socio-economical process to learn, to teach, to deliver. But you are the cream of the society. Even if someone has not taught you explicitly, you should introspect and try figuring it out how you can. So your target is never to compete with others. Your target is always, in an absolute sense, to become a better version of yourself, right? And you will be the happiest. You can take it coming from experience. You will be the happiest if you can train your mind to not compare with others. The poison that kills happiness is when you compare yourselves with others. That's also the easiest thing to do. That's also something which we all do it. Either because someone has taught us or because we just have learned it ourselves. So, happiness is never absolute. So if you will always, if you compare yourself, you will always spoil your happiness. So in the context of social media, it again makes sense for you to sort of keep reminding yourself all that glitters is not gold. Right? You can also have things don't glitter, but then things which are extremely precious, and what is precious to you is very different from what might just be precious to me. Thank you so much, but I think there are 5 people who I have to thank. If it was not for them, my work as an instructor would have been very difficult. The 5 CRs that I have worked with, Vishakha, Anjani, Daniel, Meera, and very briefly Ishan. I was not there in the second year, so I didn't get many opportunities of interaction with you, very briefly, maybe once or twice. But, we don't often realize, you will not possibly realize, we also possibly don't realize how an important role CRs play, and it is extremely difficult thing to do, to coordinate and to always be on your devices. Thankfully and fortunately, all of them that I have interacted with have been very prompt, very responsible, and very reliable. So it is a hard job, and all of us should be thankful to all 5 of them. I do, but maybe some of you can just thank him on my behalf. Thank you so much. It was an honor, privilege, very happy experience to have taught you, and I'm so happy I taught you in the first year. I remember this, and I very, very discreetly and vividly remember this. I think first bench was Vishakha, yes, in my class, and last bench was Anjani, and I remember this very clearly because he said that, the 4th year program, it takes me direct to a PhD, and I was thinking, a student coming out from college is so aware, coming out from school is so aware that the first day he says is the 4th year program is going to take me to a direct PhD abroad, and I went back to the staff room and I was thinking how unaware we were when we were in your place. So honestly, I was a little intimidated with the awareness level, with the future forecasting levels that you had. You have so much of latent talent. So expressive, and that's amazing. So all of you are the best versions of yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा, बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा, मगर ये तो कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ। पापा